All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and rip this one off like a band-aid. I'm gonna keep it real with you. The greater majority of gentlemen traveling the world today or traveling for the first time overseas after following and being influenced by these passport bros and people like that, I honestly believe the greater majority of them are likely to fail with their experiences abroad. Now, in fairness, what does failure entail? Failure in this particular situation to me is basically the experience not going the way that you thought it was supposed to go. Now, for me, there are two particular reasons why this could potentially happen. And I'm just going to go ahead and skate right into them. Number one, you guys have been sold on a fantasy. The greater majority of guys who follow this passport brethren movement to an extent, I do believe, have been sold on a fantasy. What does the good doc mean by being sold on a fantasy? Basically, you've seen these videos, you listen to these guys, get all these girls in their videos, and basically you're like, oh my God, bro, I see how you living it up over there. That could be me too. Now I gotta go over there. Now I gotta do this. Now I gotta do that. And then you go over there and it's not exactly what you thought it would be because that wasn't the way they sold it to you. They told you that all these women abroad are submissive, that the majority of these women abroad are this, and the majority of women abroad are that, or they're going to drop to their knees when they see that you're a foreigner, and this, that, and the other. And you've kind of believed that that was exactly how it was supposed to be. And you realized, or at least you thought, you didn't have to put in a lot of effort to get these women. Unfortunately, good sir, you're going to have to put in some effort. You know what's crazy? It's almost as if you think you could show up to a country and not have any communication skills whatsoever. They see you, they're going to fall in love, and it's over with, right? You don't have to do anything. You still have to hold a conversation, right? The greater majority of the women, more specifically in the Philippines and most Asian countries, they are not going to come to you first. You do have to go to them the greater majority of the time. And any girl that approaches you first, you might want to be very, very, very wary of because you never know what their true intentions are. Most girls, they're shy. They don't know how to talk to foreigners, so they kind of keep a distance. And you're going to have to be that particular gentleman that's going to have to lead the conversation, guide things. And when you don't know how to do that, especially with women in the United States or in the Western world, and you try to go over to a country where, you know, they're probably not going to talk to you at all unless you talk to them, you run into a little bit of a situation, right? And the only time you're ever going to find girls that are going to throw themselves at you are typically young ladies that have something that they're trying to gain from you, whether that be attention from other people because they see them particularly walking with a foreign man, whether it be money or whatever, right? Whatever their reason for fucking with you, you know, and being aggressive and how they talk to you and come on to you, completely up to them. But it is what it is. But when that experience doesn't go how you thought it would because you've been sold on a fantasy, ladies and gentlemen, I do believe that the greater majority of those particular individuals fail because of that. You watch these videos, you think it's supposed to go down just like that. You fail to do your own research. You fail to understand a little bit about the culture, damn bare minimum of language, you know, just the simple shit to get by. And then you just can't get by, right? And then you're making these videos about how much you hate going to this particular country. It wasn't what you thought it was. And, you know, it becomes a situation that could have been avoided if you would have just put in a little bit of work prior to going over there. That's number one. You allow yourself to be sold on a fantasy. Number two is my absolute favorite. And I do believe that the greater majority of gentlemen will fail because they don't know how to shut the F up. They don't know how to keep things on the low. They don't know how to keep things quiet. Now, going back to the first one, right? And I was telling you about how these guys are showing their exploits to an extent online. Look at what I got. Look at who I've been with. I was with this girl yesterday. I'm with this girl today. I'm doing this with this girl tomorrow. And you share all of your exploits online. I don't know exactly what you expect to happen as a result of you sharing that shit online. Now, it may not be sexual in nature and content, but depending on how you spin it, how you talk about it, what is going on in the situation, what's going on in these particular videos, it could very well be interpreted a different way, right? There was a situation with a young man earlier in this year, the year before prior, wherein he was having a conversation with a young lady doing a little street interview. Words got taken out of context and all of this shit, and bam. If you know who I'm talking about, you know. So it's not as if something innocent in nature or you just trying to ask questions to get to know somebody and you're putting it on camera, how that shit could get spin and you could be turned into this sex pad and all this extra shit. You just don't know what could happen to you. And because you don't know how to be quiet and because you're trying to outdo the next guy or like, yo, oh, he's putting this in his videos, man, when I get over there, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna put this out here, I'm gonna show all the guys, all the girls I was banging and this, that, and the other, and I want to be looked at like I'm the king, and I want to be like this, and I want to be flexing on all these motherfuckers because they can't get it like me and they can't do it like me, and I'm gonna have the best YouTube channel and my shit's gonna blow up and all this stuff, and you have all these grandiose views about what you want from your channel or what you want from what you're sharing content wise, and you fail to realize that not everybody's gonna take that okay. Not everybody's going to be okay with what you're putting out there. Granted, you saw somebody's stuff and you kind of wanted to not necessarily regurgitate it, but spin it in your own way. At the end of the day, you can talk all that shit, but I can promise you, I don't see a bright side of this coming out in the end if you're a type of person that puts yourself out there along with your exploits. Okay? I've seen it happen to a lot of guys, and most guys get away with it for a great long time. But eventually it does catch up, man. And when I tell y'all need to learn to shut the F up, I mean it, bro. I so mean it. And you'll hear guys say this all the time. I'm not going to be the first to share it with you, but you would be surprised at how much you can accomplish when somebody is fully aware that you're not going to run tell that. And imagine if a young lady you rocking with sees your YouTube channel and sees you with all these other girls and stuff. You think she gonna be willing to, be acquiescent to your whims and shit if she knows that all you're gonna do is just use her for content and clickbait and all this shit? Nah, that's not how it works. I even had some way back in the day when I had really just started the channel and stuff like that. They're like, oh my God, oh, you just want to use me for views and shit. Why you even care about that shit, man? Look at my channel. I don't put nobody on there like that, right? But that's just not how it is for the greater majority of young ladies. Their reputation means everything to them. So if you're going to fuck around with their reputation, problematic, right? So problematic. So here's my suggestion. You got to learn to be quiet. All these guys that are posting these videos out here like, yo, look at who I'm getting with. Oh, this girl's a baddie, this, that, and the other. That's cool. But ultimately, it's only going to hurt you in the end, I feel. And it's going to lead to failure because it could lead to you being banished from a whole country. It's crazy, man. They're really cracking down on this shit. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention, but they're noticing what a lot of these guys are coming for. And if you're a newbie in the market, like I said, your failure rate is likely a whole lot higher because now the eyes are on you. They know what these foreign guys are coming to these countries for. And I mean, granted, it's good for them tourist dollars, but at the end of the day, they're not about to just sit here and have their women out here looking all kinds of crazy. You feel me? So if you're not about that life, or if you want to be about that life, you have to be careful about how you go about it. Remember, don't be sold on the fantasy, ladies and gentlemen. And number two, don't be so quick to put all your exploits out there for the world to see. Because I know we live in this digital space, and I know that social media and all that shit is where, people are starting to get active, YouTube and things like that. But at the end of the day, is it really worth losing privileges to be in other countries, losing rights to post things on your social media because they block your accounts for what you post? And is it worth losing your life over? 3 things you need to keep in mind when you consider what you want to post or what you want to put out there. All right? That's my time, effort, and energy, man. I appreciate y'all locking in. It's been a good doc. Y'all take care. Y'all stay blessed, man. Doc is out. Peace.